Well, prepare yourself once again, guys. Chris, we're talking through the medias, and I am ready to do what we always do on Hump Day. That's right. Talk about entertainment news. What do you think I was going to go with that? I see on the side of the screen, Sarah was like, where are we going with that line? That wasn't the opening I agreed to.
Yeah, so normally when Chris brings up anything that involves humping or anything like that, you don't have any idea where it's going to go.
It can get very weird very fast because, you know, it's because it's Wednesday. It's it's me. And you know, speaking of well, before I get into all that, well, I'll just explain real quick, guys. You might be wondering like what happened? Like, did an earthquake hit you in the background? There's usually more lights and there's something going on. But I'm moving, so things in the background are going to be a little bit, you know, busted. I'm taking everything down. We're moving to a new location, and so this week we're in transition. But I couldn't wait to get us started and talking about, you know, Sex in the City, and I couldn't wait. So look at that the lower third's already ahead of us.
There we go.
So expect to see that whenever Sarah is just, you know, doing her thing. So
whenever I talk and he can't handle,
yes,
that's what it's for.
Exactly. Whenever that's happening. So, but before, you know what? I forgot to set up the soundboard, because I'll do that. I'll worry about that later. I'll fix that later. But before we get into that, guys, I want to remind you guys, if you can't catch us live on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, you can always listen to us on our podcast. That's on Google Podcast, Spotify, Apple, or on SoundCloud, and just, you know, tune in there. You can also, if you want to contribute, put it in the box. Like I always say, hit the like and subscribe button if you're watching us. Follow us on social media. Send your questions, your comments, your concerns. Become a member, and let's just keep talking, guys. Remember, you can always contribute via super chat or through the tip link at streamlabs.com/tips. No, /T3media/tips. I want to make sure I get that right. But yeah, check those things out, guys, and let us know what you guys think at all time. And and think about becoming a Patreon and a member. So without further ado, there goes Daniel. He's like, freaking work. I wanted to be there. Daniel we were supposed to be a throuple today, but Daniel couldn't make it. He had to work. But it's all good. But it will.
Very platonic throuple.
Don't
very
put.
Platonic.
Don't go in there putting.
Y'all can do what you want to do. I'll just be over here in Atlanta. I don't know what the rules are out there in Texas.
Oh yeah.
I'll just be safe in my little bubble. I don't want to see it or hear it.
Don't want to see.
Handle your business.
There's so many things it's Hump Day. So many ways I could have taken that joke. Don't want to see it. You're going to see us handling our business. I won't go there. Me say, oh, there we go. I got to give her the boom sound effect. I don't think you can hear it. You couldn't hear that, could you?
Nope.
Oh, yeah. I'll link up the sound so you'll be able to hear whenever I hit you with the code red or the red alerts and stuff like that. What is going on with my with the lower third here? I can't fix it. There we go. But without further ado, guys, let's talk about the first main topic, which is, it's not the, I got that thing going. It's automatically going. It shouldn't be doing that. It should be, it's going back to Sarah Katherine's code red.
It's just warming up.
It's just warming up. The main topic was spoilers. I wanted to talk about spoilers. So the upcoming Spider-Man movie is coming, and this week, as you guys saw my shirt. That's the shirt I always wear whenever I watch a Spider-Man movie. But no, we're not here to spoil anything from Spider-Man or from Hawkeye or anything like that. That comes later. What I wanted to do was just talk about like the etiquette. Like, what are your thoughts on like spoilers and things like that? Like, what do you think the rules are? So I'm gonna start with you. I'm gonna ask you just straight up. I know, because when we first were setting up, you were like, I'm not gonna be here to listen to any of this. I'm not gonna be about this conversation. I'm like, no, we're not. I'm not gonna spoil anything. Trust me. I just want to talk about spoilers. So, Sarah, what are your thoughts on spoilers? Like, what do you constitute a spoiler? And is it a big deal? Is it not? Let's hear it.
So Characters that you didn't know were going to be in the movie. That's definitely a spoiler. Plot points. So any pivotal plot points within the movie, that's a spoiler. Something really funny that happens in the movie.
Really?
Definitely a spoiler. Yes. So if we don't see it in the trailer, it's really funny. To where if you'd watch it, if you've heard about it beforehand and then you watch it, you're like, womp, womp, womp. You just took the hilarity right out of it, sucked it right out.
Right.
And so that would be a spoiler. And I think those are the major ones, like plot points, characters we didn't expect to see, and any hilarity that you could. Oh, and if anybody dies, which it still can be considered a plot point.
Bruce Willis was a ghost the whole time. What?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously, I mean, all those things constitute spoilers.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
What is... Oh, I see what's going on.
Before we talk about any of those shows and stuff, we say these are spoilers, so get gone if you don't want to listen.
Right.
So I feel like it's on them.
What do I constitute as a spoiler? And what are my rules for spoilers? So I typically don't care about spoilers unless it's a movie that I'm really amped up to see. I prefer not to be spoiled, but if I get a spoiler, then I try my best to get over it, and I'll try to push it out of my head until I best as I can before I go watch. Like if the thing that I'm hoping is about to happen in Spider-Man is going to happen, and I got confirmation from Feige himself that it's going to happen before I go in and watch it, I mean, it's going to be hard for me to to not unhear it, but I try not to dwell on it so I can still feel it when it happens. I hate spoilers myself, and I feel like just like you said, the major plot twists and things like that, Bruce Willis was the ghost the whole time kind of stuff. Yeah, I hate that. Like you're giving away the one of the key things that'll change how you think about this film or this show, after that major thing happens. Like you can they're gonna have the phone's about to ring right here, or that guy's about to make a call and order a pizza in this next scene. That's not unless that pizza has a bomb in it. I guess there's nothing really major about that. So I don't care about being spoiled by little stuff like that. But what gets on my nerves more than anything is when people go out of their way when they want to ruin it for you. Like people they'll purposely want to they get a kick out of it. Like what do you think about? What is your etiquette? What is your rules? Okay, I got a specific question for you. Okay. When is it fair game? First, I'll ask you this question for movies, and then I'll ask you what your rules are for TV. What's fair game for spoilers? How long does a movie have to be out before you're like, well, damn, if you haven't seen this movie by now, then you probably don't have any real interest in seeing it. So I'm going to talk about it. Like, what do you think?
So I would say for a movie, like maybe a movie in the theater. So I would say spoilers don't matter once it comes out for general viewing. Anybody can see it. So like now it's on Netflix, or HBO has it. You can watch it on HBO, kind of thing. Right. Unless it's like one of those dual release. So say if I had to pick a time period, which is difficult, I would probably 30 days. Is that a reasonable time period? And then for TV shows, that are like doing episodes every week, as soon as the next episode comes out, the first episode is up, tell me whatever. Right. So as long as it's not the newest episode and it's, or it's been a week since the episode, then if you haven't seen it, it's your own damn fault.
I sometimes I go back and forth with television, because with movies I'm like, if the movie's already, if I know who I'm talking to, if I know you're a huge fan of this or that, and based on my recommendation, even if you haven't seen it in some movie that's been out for years, but I know that you're the type of person that doesn't like spoilers and whatnot, then I'll still go out of my way not to spoil. I will ask. I'm like, hey, do you care about spoilers? Some of my friends, that's all they care about. Some of my friends don't care at all. But
I mean, in context of friendships and stuff, I mean, that's very considerate.
Yeah.
Like, as far as like context of shows or like general conversation.
Right, like if like on this show, like if I created a thumbnail that gives away a major plot point or something for it, just to talk about this one specific thing that happened in this one movie or something like that, I wouldn't do
really
that.
Crappy.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Really
I would wait about a week or two. Or maybe I wouldn't even put it in the thumbnail, but I would write on the description spoilers for this video. And so I always do that. But if I'm gonna spoil it with a picture or something like that, then yeah, it's gonna be weeks to maybe a month or whatever before I do something like that. When I know that this film has had a run. For television, I used to be different. I'm old school with the television thing. I use the Super Bowl as the best example. Everybody knows when the Super Bowl is coming. You know, even if you're not a sports fan, or if you're a semi-sports fan, maybe you don't have the time to watch it live. You were planning on catching it the next day, and then you come to work the next day, and then you hear Steve over in accounting down the hall say, "Wow, I can't believe the Panthers came back and beat the Bill." And you're like, "God damn it, dude, I didn't want to hear." Like, dude, it's the Super Bowl. If you cannot expect people to not be talking about it the next day. I'm sorry. Like, that's fair. If you didn't catch it live, that's your bad. Why like, should ESPN not report what happened in the game the day before because Steve didn't watch it? No, that's not gonna happen. We're talking about it.
Sports are entirely different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sports are an entirely different topic because very few people think about sports like afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the game's over, yeah, I'm gonna cry about it, unless it's like, and like, you know, the Braves winning series, and then you're gonna talk about it forever because it chaps your ass, basically. That's why I talk about it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, but I feel like shows are different, especially we're in an on-demand lifestyle now. So it's, you don't have to wait until you know, you see the rerun on television.
Right.
Because now it's just literally on Netflix. It comes out on Thursday. I can watch it whenever I want.
Right.
So I think that's different type of content.
Exactly.
Say like sports.
Yeah, but I felt the same way about. I use that as example because a lot of people will watch it on that day. But even for your favorite television show, like back in the day when it was Seinfeld or Friends or something like that, the new episode, it was coming up with Chandler and Monica are about to get married or whatever. Everybody knew the episode was coming, and then on Friday when you go to work the next day, people are talking about it. Like, I don't want to hear about it because I didn't watch. I'm sorry, that's your own fault. We all watched it. You knew when it was coming on. And we want to talk about it. Like, stuff like for TV shows, I feel like the very next day it's fair game. You know, you can't expect people to not be talking about it the next day. But for movies, I personally go, hey, did you watch it? You know, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who doesn't. You know, I try to be considered like that, and I try to be considered like that on this channel as well. I remember one time I got roasted for putting a Stranger Things image on a thumbnail way back on the season 1, and this guy was like, I'm unsubscribing to you because you spoiled that one thing. And I looked at him personally. I looked at that comment and I looked into that guy personally because me and him talked before in other videos, and I said, sir, you're really upset that I put the image of the monster on the last episode of on my binge review, and I you know, even though I didn't agree with him, I stopped doing that, putting the image of the big reveal on the thumbnail because I understood what he was talking about. But him personally, I remember going back and forth with this kid because his whole channel was showing Game of Thrones. Like clips of Game of Thrones and him reacting to a whole episode, not just one clip. Okay. He would watch the whole episode on YouTube. Like he cut it up a little bit. I'm like, sir, you don't think you're spoiling anything when you do that? There's people who haven't seen all these episodes. He's like, well, that's different. I didn't put it in the thumbnail. You're still. I was like, sir, you don't work for HBO. You don't have permission to do what you do. Like, so it's like people always give themselves a pass and give themselves their own room. Like, has there ever been a time when where you spoiled something? Like maybe, has there ever been a time when you thought this isn't a big deal and this other guy's just over exaggerating? Like either one way or the other, whether you were given the spoiler or they were spoiling it for you. Like, Have you
So
ever been
like
that?
generally with new shows, I'll ask, say, have you seen it? And then I try not to like, do you want to hear about it? You know, are you gonna watch it? You know, that kind of thing. Otherwise, we're gonna talk about it. But if like it's an old movie or like an old TV show, like don't tell me what happens on the 7th season of Friends episode whatever, and I'm like, suck it. You know, I feel like it's not. Get over it. Like, that's so old. Everybody and your grandma has already seen that. So like, if you haven't seen it, just, you know, we're going to talk about it, obviously, if we want to talk about it.
Yeah.
So we got some comments.
Yes, we got Daniel. He couldn't be here today. He was still working.
He still got something to say.
But he still has something to say. Oh, you guys are talking. Oh, my bad. That would have been the image I would have used if Daniel would have been here. Would have been all on display. But Daniel's in he's giving us a situation here. Like, shout out to Daniel.
Hey, what's up?
Let's see. What's Daniel talking about? Freaking work. I wanted to be there. Yeah. And he goes, Florence Pugh posting a picture of her in the Hawkeye show wasn't a spoiler. I agree. Everybody knows she was going to be on the damn show. And all she did was give an image of her in a scene. It didn't show her, really doing anything. It just showed, and it was right after that episode aired on Disney Plus, and then for some reason the backlash on that was enough to get Florence Pugh, the actress in the show, to get Instagram to take that image down, as if it wasn't authorized by Disney themselves to allow her to do it. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. What do you think about that? Did you think did you hear about that, or do you consider that a spoiler?
I actually don't know anything about it. So like, if it, like, again, it would go back to my main criteria. Like, if it gave away a plot point, somebody died, is it something secret that we didn't see in the trailer?
Right.
Like, will seeing it ruin something? So Champion MO, we can read your comments. We see him. Hey, what's up? Yeah. So, but yeah, I think that if it didn't really give away anything, or if it brought more questions or more excitement from seeing it, why not? I don't see why they took it down. But I don't know. I didn't see her post. I didn't. So I don't know.
Hey, I'm seeing Champions post coming up on the display, but for some reason it's not showing me on.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it in the live chat.
I'm not seeing it in the live chat at all, but it's showing on the display. You know why? Maybe Champions. Are you on Twitch, or are you on Facebook or something? Is that it? Maybe that's it. That's probably why we can't see them in the main thing.
You're on Twitch?
Are you on Twitch or Facebook? Let us know that. But yeah, Florence Pugh's that was not a spoil. She didn't spoil anything at all. Let me get myself on camera before everybody thinks that you're just talking to nobody out here. For one, she didn't spoil, like you said, she didn't spoil any plot point at all. And two, if there's anybody who keeps an iron grip on things, it's Disney. Disney does not play around. So if an actress working for Disney was allowed to post that on her social media, I don't see how they Instagram didn't know that. But she didn't spoil anything, but I don't know. Yeah. But for like Spider-Man 3, I've been keeping myself away from all spoilers. I've turned off all my notifications from TikTok, Instagram, and all that stuff. I've been trying to keep myself away from all of that stuff. But you don't care about, you're not watching Spider-Man, are you?
I am not.
That's right.
I will watch it when it comes out and it's free on one of my streaming platforms to watch, but Marvel? Yeah.
But no. Did the sound work? Did the link work?
I could hear her. Yeah, I heard that one.
Good. But yeah, did you guys hear that? She's not gonna watch Spider-Man.
But again, we can talk about this. Like, Spider-Man never resonated with me because I was never a teenage boy. So it just never did.
So you heard it here first, guys. All you ladies out there who like Spider-Man, Sarah says there's something wrong with you.
It didn't resonate with me. Doesn't mean it can't be with others.
Very politically correct answer there.
It's just me personally.
No, what do you say? He says, It says, "Can you see my message?" And I don't know if he saw my question, but I asked him a question. I think he's probably on Twitch or something like that. He's probably on Twitch or Facebook. So yeah, bro, I appreciate you watching, man. Let's move on to the next topic. The first topic from Sarah Katherine the Red. Let me turn this off from real quick because I know this is gonna. What's the next topic of the day?
So, The Witcher.
Oh,
Witcher season 2 is coming out on the 17th, which is a Friday. This coming Friday.
Shout out to The Witcher.
There we go.
Are you gonna watch it? You excited?
I am very excited, actually. And with the new trailer, it just looks like all hell is gonna break loose. There's definitely
spoilers. I didn't see the new trailer. No, I'm just joking.
Definitely armies. It's a trailer. Get over it. If
right?
you see the trailer, go watch it.
So trailers are fair game, right?
They are. Trailers are basically, here, come watch this, right? Look how exciting it is. So they're not trying to give a whole lot away, but I mean, the original cast is there. I'm glad to see the minstrel is still there because he was a little bit of comic relief. He was kind of fun. Yennefer's still there. Who else is there? Obviously, Henry Cabal is Gerald. Still there. Triss is there. Series there. You know, all of our major players from the last show, like the last season, are still coming on, which is really exciting. So I'm interested to see. There's vampires, some kind of vampire creature. There's some guy throwing.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. It might be freezing. I decided to go Wi-Fi instead of plugging in directly, and it's probably backfiring on me now. So it shows you're freezing a little bit, Sarah. Real quick, let me see if I can fix that. Hold on 1 second. Yep, we got you totally freezing. Sarah, just chime in real quick whenever you whenever it fixes. It says the connection is good. I don't know what's going on, but you're totally frozen. Let me give her a second. For me, I saw The Witcher, and then I remember that there was a major way that they did the second one. I mean, the last couple episodes where the past and the present came together at one point. Was it the last episode or something like that? And I was like, I totally forgot about that. Now I feel like I have to go watch it again. But Sarah's back. Hey, there you go. Sorry about that. We didn't catch
the hazards of independent internet connections and Zoom.
So you said you're looking forward to The Witcher. Are you gonna? Oh man, it's happening again. Let me see.
So it's going to be very exciting. I'm not sure where I draw. I mean, what?
I don't know where it dropped off again, but it's I can tell it's happening again. I can fix it. I think if I don't know what would happen if I plugged in directly now while we're in the middle of the show. What would happen? But let's just try again. Go for it. What was it you were trying to say?
So I'm excited about the new show. They've got a lot of the original cast in. That's crazy loud.
I know. I didn't realize that.
They got the original cast going. There looks to be more monsters, vampires, fire creators, more witches. So in battle scenes like armies and stuff. So it'll be interesting. They even mentioned apocalypse. So whatever it is, maybe they're really coming down. And somewhere in the trailer, the Gerald mentioned that people weren't supposed to be living on this land. So maybe he's going to an area of the world where, people weren't supposed to reside. Now they are. Now he's got to kill all these monsters that are like living in this land. I don't know. It could be interesting. They could really go anywhere with it, but however it shakes out, I'm excited.
I'm upset that I had an opportunity to watch The Witcher early, and I forgot that it was coming out. And so I didn't put my bid in to watch it this week. Now Netflix is sending it out to outlets to review it early. They were sending it out last week and early this week. And I forgot to send my request in, and I was like, and by the time I thought about it, I was like, oh well, I'll just wait till Friday and watch it then. Are you gonna give a review on it with the guild or anything like that, or are you just gonna? What are you guys planning on watching it?
We probably will. We probably will.
On the guild channel, within the guild on YouTube.
It'll be interesting to watch. I'm excited about it.
Let me see what I can do about this. Because I feel like if I try to fix the Wi-Fi, I don't know if it's on my end or yours.
I don't think we should. I think we should just
power through. Yeah, because I feel like the second I try to
have a
minute left.
A few things left.
All right, power through. What's the okay? So watching The Witcher on Friday. This is a crazy week. We got Spider-Man, we got Hawkeye, we got The Witcher, we got Sex in the City. Believe it or not, guys, can you believe it? This is a crazy week. I'm so in love with this Sex in the City. Can you tell I'm lying? Cause I am. I am not the demographic. Why? Testicles. But that's what I say. But there's a lot of people out there who I'm not hating on it. I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater because I know it's a moneymaker. It's big. It's got a fan base. I know that I don't think my wife watches it. I don't think but if she does, she's such a Samantha. I don't know anything about it. But I know she's a Samantha. What about you? You said you had a chance to check it out.
Probably not the one you wanted to be.
You don't know what I'm into. Well, no. Why is that? Why is this? Does I not want her to be a Samantha?
So Samantha was the very promiscuous one.
Mm-hmm. You don't know what I'm into.
Many, yeah, okay. I mean, you and Daniel and your throuple there. I mean, hey.
We're a throuple couple. Couple of throuples.
Consenting adults.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what you're talking about, officer. There's nothing but consenting adults in this room. I feel like I should have a cigar in my mouth while I talk about this. All right. You got to watch And Just Like That. What would you recommend? What talk me into it? Let's hear it.
Okay. So I watched the first 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so little background. I've seen Sex in the City. I wasn't an avid watcher. I didn't bleed Sex in the City. I wasn't gonna you're such a Samantha. No, you are. Or you're a Miranda and a Charlotte. No, I never did that. So I was never that deep into the Sex and the City culture, but it did greatly impact, feminism. I would say, yeah, I would. Then I mean, between the books and everything else, and just the way that we view women because of how this kind of hit the world, and it did. It did hit the world in that way, and it looked at women as being sexual, being smart, being witty, being capable. So those things I appreciate. So now that I've said all of those things and said very positive things, let's talk about the show itself and the season. There's things that I liked about it.
Was that sound better? Was that
sure? Yeah. And there's things that I personally could have lived without ever thinking about ever. So the plot was good. The direction of the show. How they modernized Carrie, and now she's doing podcasts as well as writing, because ultimately podcasts nowadays are
who isn't doing podcasts, right?
I know, but also podcasts now.
You froze for a second.
Doing a column
there you
paper
go.
where somebody's in for advice.
Okay.
Yeah. So podcasts nowadays.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Column in the paper.
It cut off. It cut off.
Like that.
It cut off right when you said podcast nowadays, and then there you go.
So podcasts nowadays are like doing a column in the paper where you give advice or
exactly
talk about a topic. So that's ultimately what all of those columns really evolved into. And she was a columnist. So it makes sense. And so
is that why her narrations always start off with? I saw a montage of her going and just like that and just like that. Is she narrating? Is she doing that? She was blogging or something like that?
I guess so. I mean, but she did the narration in the old series where she would talk a little bit, and every once in a while she'd chime in and say something. Because ultimately it was about her life, and these characters were all, below subplots to her existence. I'm talking about Carrie. But anyway, back to the show. I liked seeing how it just picked up where you would expect them to be in their lives. They all looked great. What I don't appreciate is how people have dogged them that they look how they look at the age in which they are.
Yeah.
Women grow older, women get wrinkles. They looked fantastic for their age.
Yeah.
They were beautiful.
I wouldn't kick them out of bed.
Yeah, you wouldn't recast somebody to play late 40s or 50s who's 29. That just doesn't work anymore. We're not stupid anymore. We're not going to accept that.
Right.
So anyway, I appreciated a lot of things. Mr. Big was in it. He and Carrie were still married. The thing that I could have. Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna be like Kevin. I'm gonna be like Kevin Samuels. I'm gonna need you to turn off YouTube in the background so I can finish my show.
No, my 1 hour do not disturb came off because we've been diddle diddling around for so long.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so back to the show. The thing that I could have lived without in the first episode, and this is to me, it was like something where I had to like wait.
Mm-hmm.
I had to take a break from it, and then I had to come back and watch it. Is when they did the. This is spoilers, so anybody who's planning on
you hardcore Sex and the City fans,
yeah,
earmuffs.
So this was a cringe moment for me because I just didn't need to think about this. So Carrie comes in, and after doing her podcast, and they talk about sex and masturbation, all that stuff on their podcast.
Of course,
she comes home to Mr. Big, and she goes and talks to him a little bit about it, and then she sits down on the bed next to him, looks at him dead in the eyes, and says, "I want to see you do your whole thing there." Okay. And then instead of going and making it a joke moment, which I thought it was going to roll off, be a joke moment and move on, he starts to do his little thing there. And then it becomes something else, and then it moves on quickly. But Lord, did I never need to see that ever. Like, I didn't need to see hand movements. I didn't need to think. I didn't need to say, I didn't need to hear him say, let me get some lotion. Like, he goes, I'm not 20 anymore. I need some. No, he said, I'm not 35 anymore. I have to get some lotion. I don't want that. And that is in here now.
And the fact that the Zoom froze when you did this was perfect. Oh my God. Yeah. Do I need to watch this show just for the laughs? This is the cringe moment.
The rest of the show was very on par. What you expect. A little bit of drama, a little bit of some.
I mean, I was thinking it got a little handsy. What's wrong with that? I'm stalling because it froze again. But ultimately, I'll wait for you to come back. Ultimately, I don't know. I'm not the demographic. Like you totally talked me out of ever even thinking about wanting to see this.
I know.
Oh, there you go. You're back. I see you.
There we go.
I was saying ultimately you just talked me out of ever wanting to catch up with this show ever. I'm like I said, I'm more of an Entourage guy. I loved it when Entourage came and became a movie and stuff. That was for me, I guess. But I can appreciate what Sex and the City is and what it did. Obviously, I mean HBO, they know what they're doing. They're like, hey, look, it's time for another one, and people. I see the reviews. People were, I don't know where it's like rated at, like Rotten Tomatoes or anything like that, but there's the fans of it, they seem to have appreciated it. They wanted to come back and meet with their old friends here again and watch Mr. Big, go
Doodle dangling.
Go. Yeah.
I mean, the rest of it was very on par. Everything you expect. One thing that is a spoiler, so I'm sorry, but Samantha.
No, it froze right when you said Samantha.
Knew kind of beforehand, not on the show.
Wait, Samantha. Yeah, you said.
Sorry, Samantha is not on the show. Supposedly, her character is in England, so we don't actually hear or see.
Can't hear or see. What was I gonna ask? The main question to me. Wow, we really got to power through this freezing thing. I'm sorry about that, guys. The technical difficulties on that. I'm sure Sarah's going to come back in, but there she is. I thought you
know?
I thought you were gonna say that the thing that everybody wants to. That is where my mind went. The big spoiler. Did he finish? Never, but no. Let's just forget about that.
It did not get that far, but it did start, and I didn't need it to start. Okay, that was the thing. Like, make a joke of it, but it doesn't need to. Like, no, I don't want.
Spoiler alert!
Like, I don't want any of that. And it's nothing to do with how old they are. Nothing like that. In general.
Something about Mary moment.
I don't need that.
It's like
that was meant to be comical. It was funny. This was like this serious and like kind of intimate moment that just grossed me out because I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want that.
It was like there's a time and a place for that, and it's called the hub.
Called behind closed doors, and never let Sarah's little precious eyes see shit like that again.
Like, Sarah's innocent little virginal eyes. Oh gosh,
I just wasn't prepared. I guess like it maybe if I would have expected it to be like a little bit raunchy or like have something like that, I would have been more mentally, emotionally prepared. But I was not.
Here we go.
That was it. That was it. That was all I had to say about it.
Okay. I thought we were getting to a code red. Okay.
I was just ill prepared.
All right. So, well, guys, if you want to check out Sex in the City, and I think it's on HBO Max right now, right? Go ahead and check it out. Mr. Big's looking for you.
Mr. Big's making big movements.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, he's looking. Yeah, the one-eyed monster.
Big things happen.
Obviously. He said, I was not ready for that.
I just wasn't. I wasn't prepared. Like I had no expectation of something like that to happen. And there it was.
And just like that.
We're moving on.
I thought you were so close to a code red. She was. I had to throw it. Look right there. I had the lower third right there waiting for you. It was there. Man. Okay, you bet.
Code reds are like full rants. This was definitely a cringe moment where I'm like, like sheesh, like why, like. All
right, that was a quasi code red. It was a code. We'll call it. Well, it's code orange. It was close. You were almost there, but let's. Sheesh. You said before we go, like I said, I'm under the weather, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna make this. I'm trying to make this as short as possible because I gotta. Like I said, I'm in the middle of moving. I gotta go and pack and stuff, but I gotta rest. And wait, another question just came in. Let me see what this says from Jabba the Slut. I love it. Oh my God, Jabba the Slut says I was gonna go to sleep yesterday and saw a YouTube video of a pirated clip from No Way Home. Oh, now we're not talking about spoilers now, but. So on that, we were talking about the etiquette of spoilers. So like, no, we're not giving any. It's spoiled it for, but I don't care. Imagine the people that did. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you got spoiled a little bit on Spider-Man, and yeah, man, I'm sorry about that. Sucks, man. I hate that happened to you. Okay, yeah, we were talking about the etiquette and stuff like that, like what constitutes a spoil. Obviously, if you've gotten a leaked or information and stuff like that, don't spoil it for everybody else, especially before the damn movie's even out. The movie's coming out. I'm watching it tomorrow at 3 in the afternoon. I think Sarah's something happened with her. I think your camera went out there, Sarah. There you go. You're back. I'm seeing it tomorrow at 3 in the afternoon. And I'm gonna watch it again at 7. But I've turned off all my notifications, so yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you, Jabba the Slut. But I like your name though. That's funny as hell, Jabba the Slut. Yeah. That was more appropriate to for what we were just talking about a minute ago with Sex in the City. So
yeah, he's such a Samantha.
He's such a Samantha. All right, I'm gonna call it quits. We're having internet issues anyway. We're gonna. Oh, but we were planning on playing the Total Recall guessing game again today.
Let's save them until next week.
You want to save them?
Internet maybe will be happy.
All right. Okay.
Because if it gets cut off in the middle, I won't be able to.
All right. Good.
Left hanging.
Good call on that. All right. So I'm gonna end it there because, like I said, I can feel it. My whatever head cold that I got, I think my son gave to me from the public school system. it's hitting me, and I'm starting to feel it. So I'm gonna call it and say thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. If you came in late, you're gonna have to rewind and catch the top of the conversation where we were talking about all the good stuff, where we gave our spoiler etiquette rant and what our rules are, how we feel about spoilers. So share your thoughts. If you have what are your rules on spoilers? Like, do you care about spoilers at all? Do you is it different between movies and television? Like break down like how you feel about spoilers and what you constitute as a spoiler, and or give us something else to talk about for next week. And well, next week is going to be just the game, I think, is what we're going to be doing mostly for next week. We're going to be playing the guessing game, but I'm gonna try to make it as Christmas themed as possible. But for these videos and whatnot, put in the box below. Let us know what you guys think about that. Share your thoughts on everything else that we've talked about. Sarah Katherine the Red, thank you. I always say I gotta say the full name, and you can see in the lower third, guys, it's out of control. I'm gonna be recapping that episode a little bit later for Hawkeye. But let everybody know where they can find you online so I can go to bed.
So I'm mostly on Instagram at Sarah Katherine the Red, all underscores in between. There it is, right there. You can find me on Instagram. Just kidding, it was there. But yeah, that's it.
Oh, it's there.
And yeah, I'm on YouTube. I do another podcast called Within the Guild. You can find me on there with my buddies.
All right, I'll stand. There you go. All right, there you go. Sarah Katherine the Red, ladies and gentlemen. There she is. And you guys, you know me, the one, the only, Christopher Fagan. You can find me on Talking Through the Medias on all the social medias, or at Chris W. Fagan. And yeah, oh, thank you guys. I'm sorry. The applause got louder when I came back on screen. Hey. Yeah, you guys are beautiful. You guys are great. Actually, I just forgot.
Braves.
It just got real dark. I have a boo sound effect that I put here just for you, just for that. So whenever you sully this channel again with your Braves talk, I got something. I
can't take the heat. You talk so much trash. You just can't take it.
Boo this lady.
They're not booing me. You have a button, so nobody believes it.
That's right. I got a button, and you just pushed it. Guys, let us know.
Well, Mr. Big was pushing some buttons.
There you go.
Nobody liked that either.
That's a whole other show. I beg your pardon. All right, guys, let's. That's gross. All right, guys.
You and your throuple.
Yep. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. I appreciate you guys for joining us live. Let us know what you guys think at all time. And until next time, have a good one.
Our supporters help make all this content possible, so make sure you check out our Patreon page so you can help us bring you the content you want.
Push the pedal to the freaking metal. I'm turned up just like heavy metal. Yo. Turned up on another level. Push the pedal to the freaking metal. I'm turned up just like heavy metal. Blah.